What's up guys, Wallen Customs here, and today we're taking a look at the Ant-Man Giant Man figure right here. I thought it was nice and appropriate to do this since the Civil War movie is coming out this weekend. So let's start building him. Alright, so let's make this nice and easy. We take the body first, we get the legs on. Make sure I have the right ones. This is the left leg. Gets in there nicely. Then we have the other leg. Get in there nice. If it wants to, there you go. Doesn't have that nice click like the other figures, but that's just the thigh swivel. So let's get the arms. I'm pretty sure we have a nice click here. Let's stick that in. There you go. Nice click. Here is the other one. Shove it in there. There you go. Last but not least, the head. There you go. Alright, and there you go. Alright guys, so here is Giant Man and Ant-Man side by side. I thought it was a nice appropriate comparison off the bat. Show them two right there. Clearly, you know, this is the Ant-Man figure from the Ant-Man movie. This is from Civil War. He's gonna have a slightly updated outfit, so there are some key differences. So let's quickly point them out. Right here, the Ant-Man figure does have a belt. This one does not, which I find a little bit interesting because I would think he needs the belt to carry like the giant formula pill or the shrinking one, you know, those things he uses, or you know, just to have whatever, even a gadget in the middle, right? So I did find it a little bit interesting. Maybe the suit has been updated. Also on the side here, the Ant-Man figure does have gauntlets on his wrist. I think he used a shrink when he squeezes it. So like I said, could be updated. The masks are different, obviously. This one is open, this one's closed. This one has orange eyes, this one has red. I think this is just because bad paint apps for this figure. But I know that the Marvel Select figure did have a closed mask, so that's pretty cool. Take a look on the back right there. There's a little bit subtle differences here and there. He has a thing in the back as well. But like I said, it could be an updated outfit in the movie, so we don't know yet. I'm watching the movie tomorrow, so I guess we'll find out. But yeah, it's a pretty decent looking figure. This is actually my first Giant Man figure ever, so I'm pretty happy about it. I never bought the other one, so I'm pretty happy to at least have the updated movie version, so it's pretty nice. You know, it could pass the movie version, it could even pass as a comic version because you don't really see his face anyway, so that's pretty nice. So let's get into some details really quickly. You know, not that much to really talk about, but overall it looks really nice. The mask is really nice looking. You could even see his eyes through the lenses, which is pretty cool. The mask itself is very detailed. Some nice paint apps as well. Very subtle paint apps, but it's there. It's just not like a plain plastic look. So it's pretty good too. He has some subtle blue paint apps over there, which is pretty good too. The texture on the figure is very nice. I love the suits. They did a great job as well. You know, you can see small details here and there, but all over the figure, all over the suit, all this different kind of textures. So that's really nice. You know, it's like a leather suit or whatever they use to make it. I think even on the back, everything looks really nice. Pretty good job right there overall. Going down to the rest of the figure, very decent, very nice. Alright, so for straight up articulation is pretty standard for even a Marvel Legends figure, which is pretty good for this size. He has the ball joint in the head you saw before on a hinge, so it goes up that far, goes down, not that much, but it's pretty decent. Left and right, it pivots a little bit, so pretty decent right there. Hinge joints, I rotate, so it's pretty good. Goes in and out, no problems there, have a nice click. Bicep swivel, 2 points at the elbow, which is nice. Wrist swivel and a hinge. Ab joint is pretty good too, no complaints there. Waist swivel, T-joint and hips, go out that far. Man, imagine when he kicks somebody, they go flying. Goes back a little bit, thigh swivel, 2 points at the knee, and at the ankle has a hinge and a pivot, so that's really nice. So a very standard articulation for a Marvel Legends figure, which is really good. No complaints there. You can definitely get into some awesome poses if you need him to. He's fighting smaller people. Bam! Alright, so here's a nice size comparison with the rest of the figures that you use or buy to build him. It looks pretty good for me. I know there is a criticism that the figure should be a little bit bigger. I know in the comic books that, you know, Ant-Man could actually grab the Hulk and squeeze him. You know, he's a lot bigger in the comics. I know in the movie as well, we had that one commercial or the one trailer where Hawkeye is standing next to what looks like a foot. Clearly is Giant Man, so you can kind of tell how big he really is. So I understand the criticisms. I know he's a little bit smaller compared to the other ones that came out in the past. But for me, I don't mind it because it's a great little collector piece to have on your shelf. You know, for me as a collector to have very limited room, I don't need a Giant Man figure that's going to be like that tall because it's just ridiculous. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I like the size. I think it's pretty good for a collector's edition, if you want to call it that, or just for a nice movie prop figure to have, because clearly he could go up to this high if he wanted to, could go up to that high. You know, maybe he just chose to be this size for now, just to pick on somebody. So, like I said, I understand the criticisms. I understand he could be a little bit bigger, but for me, I'm good with the size. It's a good size to have in your collection. And also, if you guys are wondering how tall he really is, here he is next to a 6-inch figure and also a ruler. So you can see he's about 10 inches tall, give or take. So that's a pretty decent size. For another size comparison, here he is next to the Hulkbuster and also the SH Figure Arts Hulk right there. So just another size comparison for you guys to look at. And for our last size comparison, here is Giant Man with the rest of the Avengers family, or most of them at least. So like I said before, I think this is a great Build-A-Figure. You know, some people weren't fortunate enough to get the Toy Biz one. Some people couldn't get the exclusive one that came out recently. I think this is a great figure because not only is it movie accurate, you know, it could really pass for a comic book, animated movie, because it has a mask on, you won't even know. I think it's pretty good overall. I do understand that a lot of people wish he was a little bit taller. I think it's a good medium in the middle because, you know, in reality, Giant Man could be as big as he wants. He could be this big, he could be that big, he could be this big, he could be 50 feet tall. So I think, you know, it's a pretty good size. Even as a collector, you know, you're limited in space. You don't want such a big thing. This is a good size in my opinion. And overall, I think this is a great figure. Civil War just came out in movie theaters this weekend, so guys, be cautious on any kind of spoilers, because a lot of people have not seen it yet, including myself. But enjoy the movie. It'll be a great weekend. And like always, guys, comment, criticize, subscribe, do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at WildandCustoms.com. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Peace!